Hi everyone, this is Shikha Mahajan and today I'm going to talk about the latest hot topic, coronavirus. Now I personally believe that there's more than enough videos and posts and stuff going around about coronavirus, but मैं देख रही हूँ कि majority of these videos and posts and all are really wrong. बहुत सारे myths propagate हो रहे हैं, probably कुछ जो products हैं, कुछ ऐसे supplements हैं, these people are also sending their videos and posts. So please, first of all, I really request you not to forward any of these. And of course, me being me, I just love doing myth busting videos. So I decided कि आज हम एक myth buster करेंगे about coronavirus. Before I give you any information, I might do a few more videos about immunity and this and that. But I will definitely first want us to not go around myth monging. Let's not do that thing where हर कोई कुछ ना कुछ बोल रहा है and no one really knows what the scientists are saying. So I'm going to do a few myths. I'm going to take up the few really important ones. So let's start. Myth 1 is that home remedies can be a cure or protection for COVID-19. Now the fact is that this is absolutely nonsense. I don't know why this started, but there was this thing कि अगर आप हल्दी या ginger or maybe tulsi ले रहे हैं तो you are protected against it. This is not true. Of course, these things are very good for building your immunity. If you're having vitamin C, amla, tulsi, etc. I keep telling you, I keep posting about them. They will build your immunity. But remember, अगर आपके bones strong है तो आपको fracture हो सकता है. अगर आपकी immunity strong है तो आपको infections हो सकते हैं. No matter how much you are careful about the health, that is only a protection. It's only a preventive measure. अगर आपको infection, if the infectious virus is entering you, then you are likely to catch that infection. So please don't assume that just because you're having green tea या ginger tea, इसके कारण आपको infection नहीं होगा. This is only a protective measure and this has not shown any specific, किसी भी studies में ऐसा नहीं दिखाया गया कि ये चीजें आपको protect कर सकती हैं. Second myth is that face masks will always protect you against the virus. Now let's understand that I'm not saying कि face mask मत पहनिए. Please make sure that whenever you're going out, you're wearing a good N95 face mask. उसको अच्छे से tight करके पहनिए. But remember that face masks are not 100% protection against it. It is of course very important कि वो fitted हो. Most of the healthcare workers are wearing it. They know how to fit the mask. But there's a very high chance that most of us are not doing it the right way, and some of the virus can get inside of the mask as well. So this is where the social distancing comes in. Even if you're wearing a mask, you don't have to go out for hours and hours. It's not an excuse. Make sure कि आप जाएं, जो जरूरी काम है वो करके बाहर अंदर वापस आएं, और make sure you're indoors. Mask is not going to be 100% protection. The third myth is that this is only a mutated form of common flu, common cold, or this is just like common cold. Now that is not true. कोरोना वायरस के बहुत सारे strains होते हैं. COVID-19 of course is one form of coronavirus, but ये बाकी सारे viruses से या जो influenza के strains होते हैं उनसे काफ़ी ज़्यादा contagious भी है, and it's showing to be much more strong. तो काफ़ी immune लोगों को भी हो रहा है. Even if your immunity is good, it's very important that you take proper precautions, and the symptoms of this are very similar to the normal जो हमें viral fever हर साल होता है, viral cold होता है. You're going to have a cold, you're going to have a cough, you're going to have maybe pneumonia अगर वो बढ़ जाता है, fever होगा, shivers होंगे. But please make sure कि आप ये नहीं assume करें कि जैसे हमें हर साल viral होता है, ये भी एक viral है. This is much more contagious and there is a very high chance of you having it. Also, it is very important to remember that the mortality rate, अभी तक जो हमारे पास reports आ रहे हैं, the reports are saying that the mortality rate of COVID-19 is much higher than the regular cold and cough viral that we have every year. So please take all precautions that are needed. Fourth myth that I'm seeing is that a lot of people are saying कि viral तो हर साल इतने लोगों को होता है, ये इतने लोगों को नहीं हो रहा, and this is not as contagious. And let me be very clear, every single report is saying that this is very contagious. I don't know ये myth कहाँ से आ रहा है, but a lot of forwarded messages I'm seeing कि आप लोग hype मत create करिए, ये उतना scary नहीं है जितना everyone is saying. This is as scary. Let's understand what contagious means. Contagious means कि अगर मुझे कोई बीमारी है तो मेरे सामने बैठने वाले को, मेरे साथ रहने वालों को, मेरे साथ में घूमने वालों को वो कितनी जल्दी हो सकती है. इसके लिए there is a scale that is used. infectious कितनी है कोई बीमारी, उसके लिए हम R0 स्केल कहा जाता है, इसे R0 करके लिखा जाता है. This is the usual scale that we use. Now normal influenza जिसे हम कहते हैं उसका contagious rate है 1.3, which means that this is how many people you are likely to infect. अगर एक को है तो उनसे एक या सवा इंसान को हो सकता है, which means अगर 10 लोगों को है तो वो 13 और लोगों को infect करेगा. However, the contagious scale of COVID-19 up till now has shown to be at least 2.2. We don't have all the figures and reports. We will have to analyze in the future. In the future हो सकता है हमें realize हो कि much more contagiousness was happening. हम सिर्फ क्योंकि टेस्ट नहीं हो रहे थे या पता नहीं लग रहा था, और probably because of the panic it was not showing. But even now it has shown to be almost twice as much as the normal flu, 2.2, which means अगर 10 लोगों को है तो 22 लोगों को होगा, एक को है तो सवा 2 लोगों को होगा. So please understand this is much more contagious than anything that we've seen before. Myth number 5 is that this strain was made in a man-made lab. Now I will not ponder too much on this. Let's just say कि अभी तक जितने भी रिपोर्ट्स आए हैं, because we actually have ways of testing. जब हम टेस्ट करते हैं तो most of the time we can tell if it's a bacteria which is man-made or a virus which is man-made, or if this is a mutation that has been going on and finally we have an organic strain. अभी तक जितने भी रिपोर्ट्स आए हैं at the time of making this video have all said that this is not a man-made virus. Maybe more reports will come, maybe not, but this is not the time for us to ponder on this. This is not the time to think about this. So don't worry about that too much. Please focus on the preventive and the right measures to take care of this. The 6th myth is that chlorine or alcohol is going to take care of this virus. Now I can understand कि the assumption कि किसी चीज़ को क्लोरीन से वॉश करो तो वो क्लीन हो जाती है, all the virus is gone. But please don't gargle with chlorine because it's a very dangerous thing. Don't just wash yourself with chlorine. चाहे आप उसको dilute भी करें, please don't do that. I'm pretty sure that most Indian people are not doing it. The ones who watching my videos are not doing it. But still, if you read this somewhere, just ignore this. Do not use chlorine anywhere on your body unnecessarily. As for alcohol, I think ये इस बात से propagate हुआ हो सकता है कि whenever we use a sanitizer उसमें alcohol होता है, and secondly whenever you don't have a sanitizer or if you go to the doctor, a lot of times we use the rubbing alcohol. It takes care of almost all of your bacteria and viruses, any germs that are there topically. But please understand, first of all, alcohol से gargles मत कीजिए. The bacteria in your mouth are going to die. They are very important for everything. All the digestion starts from your mouth, so just don't go gargling with any kind of alcohol. Secondly, drinking alcohol is not going to take care of any virus. So it's not just having a party and just drinking alcohol कि अच्छा ठीक है सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. Please let's not propagate that myth either. 7th myth is that only older people or immunocompromised people are at risk. Now this was something that we were thinking before. जब वुहान में initial level पे cases आए थे, हमें ऐसा लग रहा था, बहुत सारे ऐसे reports आ रहे थे that older people are dying more. But now we are seeing कि infection का rate below 50 में almost 42-45% है. So it's a very high percentage of people who are getting infected who are younger. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको कोई रिस्क नहीं है. Remember, even if you don't show the symptoms, अगर आपको खांसी जुकाम बुखार नहीं भी हो रहा, you can be a carrier and you can cause someone older in your house. You can cause an immunocompromised person in the house to get that infection. So please be very careful. Don't assume कि मुझे कुछ नहीं होगा. This is not the right attitude and this is not the time to have that attitude. So let's be very clear. It's not only the older people who are having it. Almost everyone can can have it. You may not be showing symptoms right now, but you may have it later. Eighth myth is that children are not at risk. So the thing is, like we said, older people and immunocompromised people are at risk because of low immunity. Again, children can also be at risk because of the low immunity. इसीलिए अभी schools बंद हुए हैं. Probably if the children are not at risk, the schools may open. However, remember that children who are not showing symptoms can again be carriers. They might be carrying the virus when they share food or they are just sitting and playing around with their grandparents. They can infect someone. So just make sure that you're not under the assumption कि बच्चे हैं तो इनको infection नहीं हो सकता, ये virus contain नहीं कर पाएंगे. We don't have the full reports. There might be changes in the reports later. It can be that later studies show that they were equally prone to having that virus. Myth number 9 is that I'm reading some numbers of minutes in some places कि आपको कम से कम 10 मिनट किसी के साथ होना चाहिए या 15 मिनट होना चाहिए या 5 मिनट होना चाहिए तब आपको ये इन्फेक्शन होगा. Again, actually this is absolutely not true. If someone just talks to you and coughs near around you or sneezes around you, there's a very high chance that their infection will be transmitted to you. You can catch it. तो प्लीज ऐसा assumption में मत रहिए कि आपको थोड़ी देर आपने किसी से 2 मिनट 3 मिनट बात की है तो इसके कारण आपको नहीं होगा. You're at risk. Next myth is that rinsing your nose with saline water is going to be helpful, preventing this virus to be entering your nose. That is absolutely not true. In a lot of cough and seasonal allergies, nose rinses and methi and all have shown to be very helpful. But इस strain में COVID-19 के strain में we don't have any researchers saying that it is helpful. So please let's not just assume this and not take precautions. Make sure you're taking all the precautions. Methi is not up till now shown to be helpful in this. Myth 11 is that thermal scanners can detect coronavirus or COVID-19. Now the fact is that every time you are entering a building or if you've been in and out of an airport, you'll see people just using this gun on your head and taking your the temperature. However, there's a very high chance अगर आपने आधा घंटा पहले मेडिसिन लिया है तो आपका फीवर नहीं डिटेक्ट होगा. अगर आपने उस वक्त आपको फीवर नहीं है, आपको कॉफ है, तो प्रॉब्ली वो डिटेक्ट नहीं होगा. देयर इज अ वेरी हाई चांस दैट अनडिटेक्टेड केसेस आर आल्सो गोइंग आउट ऑफ दीज बिकॉज दोज स्कैनर्स आर ओनली टेकिंग योर फीवर. उनसे सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपके बॉडी का टेम्परेचर चेक होता है. उनसे आपके वायरल का वेदर यू हैव बीन इन्फेक्टेड और नॉट, वो इन्फेक्शन चेक नहीं होता. 12th myth is that parcels from China can spread coronavirus. Now, please let's understand. There are some infections जो parcels में होते हैं. Probably we have to just wash our hands and they're gone. They're not very serious. However, coronavirus, we're very sure up until now, जितने भी reports आए हैं, they're quite believable reports that this virus cannot survive on surfaces for a very long time. It needs a host. कुछ ऐसे viruses या bacteria होते हैं which can survive on regular things. If I'm sitting on this sofa, if I'm touching this plant, it can be on any. But coronavirus requires a human body as a host to survive. अगर human body से वो बाहर जाता है, probably if I cough here, it may survive for a few hours up till a day or two on this surface, but after that it will not be on the surface. So please understand that any parcel that you're getting from China is not going to cause an infection. It's not happening because of the parcel. The clothes that I'm wearing are from Shein, so you can just be very careful that I'm doing what I'm preaching. Next myth is that this is the deadliest virus that has ever been known to man. That is not true. It is much more serious and contagious than the regular flu virus that goes around every year. However, there have been other viruses like Ebola which were a lot worse, and we've tackled them before. We will tackle this as well. Next myth is that a vaccine or a medicine has already been made. Now, a lot of scientists are trying a few medicines. Some of them have, flu medicines and HIV medicines are showing a little promise. but we don't have a perfect medicine which we can say कि ये medicine कोरोना वायरस के लिए जाएगी या ये वाली वैक्सीन कोरोना वायरस के लिए जाएगी. Up until now we don't have anything. We don't know how long it will take to prepare that, to make a vaccine or a cure, and we don't know how long it will need to be tested for. So let's not just assume कि कुछ ना कुछ आ जाएगा, कोई ना कोई medicine आ जाएगी. We have to take a lot of preventions right now. And as usual, if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and share it with others.